I'm pro-life, and I'm reading this pro-choice book right here. It's been giving me a lot of really interesting questions to think about. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Ptony, your friendly Catholic vlogger. This book is called Life's Work. It's by Dr. Willie Parker. A friend of mine named Michelle, whose birthday is today, actually, happy birthday, Michelle, sent it to me asking me to read it. So I'm reading it. Yeah, and it's been really good. I've only made it through the prologue so far. I'm going to definitely continue reading this and exploring and diving into things. Page 6 of the prologue. Let's just dive straight into the deep end. Dr. Willie Parker gives us a description of pro-lifers and his experience. Real quick context, who is this man that's describing pro-lifers to us? He performs abortions. He's a doctor and he has a circuit of different abortion facilities down south, especially I think in the Alabama region, and he performs abortions there. So when he goes to work, he encounters pro-lifers, and this is how he describes that. For standing there every morning, no matter how early the hour, in the melting heat or in the driving rain, are the picketers, usually middle-aged white men who scream at me. Murderer, they shout, baby killer, filthy Negro abortionist. I do not for a second imagine that they have right on their side. That's a description. So the first question that this book has made me ask is, this description of pro-lifers, is this hyperbole or does this actually happen? This is radically different from my experience with the pro-life movement, and so a huge part of me wants to find some pro-lifer to bring onto my channel to just showcase the pro-life movement as I'm used to seeing people in the pro-life movement, and probably will do that. But also I don't think it'd be appropriate to sweep this under the rug. How accurate is this description? Are there pro-lifers that act like this? Is that something that we need to acknowledge? But also, I think this might be a little unconventional. I want to explore this more. It's really easy to say, oh, well, you're talking about these horrible pro-lifers. I don't associate with them. Look at these nice, shiny pro-lifers over here. It'd be good to take a second to acknowledge that, you know, maybe these people exist. How many pro-lifers are like this? And how hyperbolic or not hyperbolic is Dr. Parker's description? I'm thinking I'm going to try to network to find someone who would fit this description, and I might interview them. That would be probably a more difficult conversation, but I think it'd be good. I just really want to know, like, why would someone choose those words as their MO? I understand the passion for the pro-life movement thing, right? Like, that's something that I relate to, but I really struggle to wrap my head around the idea of why would you talk like that? Why would you display yourself like that? Page 8 has a striking quote. Dr. Parker is talking about why would people barricade an abortion facility, and he says, it stands to reason. Women's sexual independence is a thing that men have always wanted to control. And I mean, what's my instinctive reaction to that? Well, first I'm triggered because that does not describe my intentions at all. I also feel helpless because I don't know if I was talking to Dr. Parker face to face, would he believe me if I told him that that's not my intentions, that's not why I'm pro-life? Okay, great, I've acknowledged some feelings, I'm gonna let them go for a second, because this also brings up an opportunity for some introspective pondering again. Here's a question. Do pro-lifers do the same thing? I don't like how Dr. Parker describes the intentions of pro-lifers. I think it's grossly inaccurate. I don't know any pro-lifers that would say that that's their intentions. To my knowledge, at least. I sure hope not. That's an awful way to go about things. But do we as pro-lifers do the same thing? How do we explain why people are pro-choice? For example, have you ever heard a pro-lifer say, oh, people are just pro-choice because they want to have sex all the time? I don't know if that's an appropriate thing to say, especially because I really can't think of any pro-choicers that would say that. I mean, there's a lot of sexual liberation talk and all the rest. I don't know. I think that it's important to take a step back, and if I'm going to talk to someone who's pro-choice about life issues, telling them what their intentions are is not the first step. Asking them what their intentions are is. So I guess that's another question. What are the intentions that motivate the pro-choice movement? And I think Dr. Parker illustrates a lot of those intentions. Here's what Hi, this is me from the editing room, and I have discovered, I hope this is centered fine. This video is like 20 minutes long. So we're gonna split it up into a few parts. This was part questions 1 through 3. I hope you liked them. And I'm just going to skip to the outro I recorded. So we'll just zoom back in, and it'll be great. Let me know what you think. My hope is to kind of explore some of these questions that I brought up today by researching, by bringing other people onto the channel, and then after kind of exploring some of these tangents for a bit, going on to chapter 1. I can also just drop this whole series if you want. This is kind of outside of my element, but I'm really excited about exploring this whole world. Also, thank you so much for your patience. I don't know, making a video about life issues, I never know if I'm going to hear more from people who are pro-choice or people who are pro-life, and I really want to create an atmosphere where we're able to have constructive conversations, and that's so hard to do because this is a sensitive topic. So if anything I said was offensive, please let me know, and I can try to talk it out, and not necessarily back away from my position, because I don't think that's what a constructive conversation means. Although if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? I can be wrong on things. But at the very least, figure out how, maybe figure something out. Who knows? One last really quick announcement that's important. I'll put this in the description below. The Game of Favorites, you know, the game show I host here on this channel about once a month, it's moved to a brand new channel dedicated entirely to it. Because if somebody is interested in the Game of Favorites and not my thoughts on life and things, then they can subscribe just to that and just get notifications for the game show, right? That's the hope. So I will put a description to that down below. The next game is in about a week and a half, Saturday the 14th, and I'm super excited. Yes. All right, let's thank one of our patrons that helped keep this going. Max and Maddie. Oh, Max and Maddie, they're such a great couple. Thank you so much for your support. You're the best. Thank you everybody for watching. It means the world to me. This is a touchy subject, but if you can think of somebody that you think might enjoy this video, please share it with them. That means a lot to me. The comment section is below. Give me feedback. Like all these different things. There's another video link, and if you want to support what I'm doing financially, here's my Patreon. Financial support means a lot. All the support I get so much support from people. The financial support I need more of. All right, I'm gonna go because I feel awkward now. God bless and ciao.